Good afternoon. This is Ken Royster, financial planner with First Genesis of Virginia. Welcome to our October YouTube overview. This month is a very special month. Everybody gets excited about the fall. Why? Is it because of trick or treat and Halloween? Is it because it's autumn and you get to put out nice autumny looking things? Okay? Or you like me, you get excited about this month because it's financial planning month. Yeah. So today, my objective today is to share some information with you about financial planning. Hopefully, it'll be beneficial to you, and hopefully you'll call us and say, hey, I'm interested in getting that service. So let me start off with the basics. The basics for financial planning is simple. It starts with introductory service. That means someone's going to introduce themselves to you, you're going to introduce yourself to them, and you're going to do some sharing and then move on to the next phase. The next phase would be analysis. Somebody's going to do an analysis for you and come back and tell you what you should be doing or what you shouldn't be doing. And you'll agree or disagree with that analysis. The next thing is discovery. And that is, okay, I got this analysis. What should I actually be doing if I'm not doing everything I'm supposed to be doing? And so that person should be telling you what to do. And the final stage, and the most important, is the implementation. All this information being done and not acted upon would be a total waste of time. So that's the basics of financial planning. Now let's talk about First Genesis and their process for financial planning. What we start off with our clients is a concerns brochure. It's a document, maybe 4 or 5 pages of information about you and your family and the makeup of the family and how you're set financially. But most importantly is that word concerns. That means, what do you care about as it relates to your financial situation? And we'll have you mark it as high priorities or low priorities, or either I'm doing some of this stuff or I'm not doing some of this stuff. Once we receive that concerns brochure back from a client, or I shouldn't say a client, but a potential client, we would then call and schedule what we call a no obligation session. And we suggest that everyone should be getting a minimum a no obligation session with a financial advisor to determine whether or not that person is the person I want, and 2, do they have processes that I can work with? So during that no obligation session, it's 45 minutes to 1 hour. We spend some time going over that concerns brochure, talking about myself at the firm and how we work with clients, and also what the expectations are from a particular client. Once that is settled and the person says, Ken, you're hired, congratulations. I say, you have stepped into something here, because guess what? You're going to spend a lot of time with me. The next meeting that we're going to have is going to be over 2 hours. It's going to be what we call our data gathering session. During that session, we're going to get every piece of information about you financially. We call that the quantitative data. Then we're going to talk about some qualitative data. That is the things that you care about. What's important to you? What are some of your concerns, your fears, your aspirations? And we put all that into the plan as well. About 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks later, we'll come back with what we call a preliminary analysis. That preliminary analysis is just to kind of give you a look at what we found in your current situation and what we might recommend based on what we found. Now, what's interesting here is that it also is a data checkpoint, because what would happen if we had wrong data and we were making this a final plan delivery? Well, we'd be having bad recommendations as a financial planner. We don't want that. So what we want you to do is review the data that was inputted with us to make sure we got it correct. Believe it or not, sometimes clients give us bad data. So we have to correct it right then and there. Thank God for technology, because it's just a few keystrokes on a computer and we can fix it right there and update that preliminary. Now, I don't want to blame everything on clients, because I'm human too. What if old Ken here was to input, instead of you making $10,000 a month, that you were making $20,000 a month? And then I said you had $10,000 of surplus income, you would give me a very strange look. So we don't want that. So we want to make sure we get all that correct. Now, as we said, we're going to have findings here. We're going to have some analysis here. We're going to be talking about what can be achieved and what cannot be achieved based on what you said you wanted to do. And we're going to then talk about finalizing the priorities. putting things in priority areas, and then saying what we're going to take on first, second, third, or fourth. Financial planning is not a panacea. You know, you put this stuff together and hand it to somebody and it all works out right away. It's a over time event, because I'm not dead yet. I'm 59 and I don't plan on dying until I'm 159. So if you plan on living that long, you're going to need a good, strong financial plan. So after that meeting, we go back and finalize all of the data, make sure, again, we've already checked it as accuracy. We're now going to put in the priorities, and we're going to put in the funding for those things. We'll meet again about 2 weeks after that, another couple of hours meeting to go over everything, make sure we got all the priorities set, everything's flowing just like you want, and we move into that implementation phase. This is where you got to do some action. This is your part. Please don't tell a financial planner that you want to retire at 55, but you're not willing to put the money into a financial plan to actually achieve it. Don't tell a financial planner that you're going to save money to buy a house, but you refuse to save money on a monthly basis for a down payment. Those things just won't work. And a good financial planner will keep you on course, chastise you a bit. Believe it or not, I got people who say they'd rather talk to my staff than me, because they know that if they're not doing something right, I'm going to say you're not doing something right. And they're adults. They don't want another adult tell them what to do. So they say, let me talk to the staff. They're much softer and nicer than Ken. Unfortunately, at the end, I'm the one who's responsible. So if I'm not a good financial planner to you, you will tell everybody I'm horrible. So at the other end of it, they say he's tough to talk to, but he's really pretty good making sure I get things done. So the last thing I want you to tell you about is our financial planning with distinction profile. The way we look at it is this way. Everything starts with your unique vision and our comprehensive approach to financial planning. It's a relationship that's built on trust. If you don't trust me or believe in me, you will probably not be excited about the process, and you probably won't tell me the truth about everything that needs to be known. One of my clients called me a refrigerator once. I said, why do you call me a refrigerator? She says, I've told you everything about myself, and it's like putting it in the refrigerator and closing the door. It never comes back out. I said, why should it come back out? We're here to do analysis and get your financial plan. You're telling me things that are important so that I can best plan for you and your family. The next thing is the actual financial planning pyramid. 6 elements of financial planning. Financial position deals with income and debt management. Risk management deals with insurance. Wealth accumulation is with investments. Tax planning is strategies to not skirt the IRS, but to avoid paying taxes where not necessary, and also tax reduction strategies. The next thing is retirement plan. That's everyone's favorite. They always say, I'd rather make sure that I don't run out of money before I run out of life in retirement. And the last one is estate planning. I want to transfer as much wealth as I can to my children or my sisters, brothers, nieces, nephews, whoever it might be. I want to do a wealth transfer strategy. So those are the 6 areas of financial planning. As I wrap up today, I'm going to ask you to do a couple things for me. Number 1, make sure you like us, share us, and subscribe to us on the YouTube channel. That's going to be important. The other thing is, you see below here, I have all my call information, my email address, and my website address, and my telephone number. Please reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to take you on and provide that kind of leadership that you might want with your financial planning. Now, as I close out, the last thing I want to say to you is that during this COVID season, stay healthy, stay safe, practice social distancing, wear your mask. All right, y'all take care. See you next month.